Very good morning to you, and thanks for joining us on Voice of the People 90.3 FM for the front page review. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. What are the headlines and what are you interested in to discuss this morning? Let's join Rufai Hussaini to kickstart this program. Good morning, Rufai, and welcome to the program.
Morning, Yango. You can see that the corruption scandal around Bajabi Amila are now broken very well.
Mm.
The allegations are out. What are the allegations? A certain DME said he paid some money. These are allegations I must add. And this scandal is still in the realm of allegation to Mr. Bajabi Amila. Secure a position, and Mr. Bajabi Amila was asking him for a rebate. To be able to give him 48%. The budget, whatever, for the Presidential Advisory Council, Presidential Economic Advisory Council, which, if you remember, that name was first used during President Buhari's administration when he set up his own kitchen cabinet to advise him on issues. In fact, I remember at that period we raised concerns that what about the National Economic Council, which had a government and legal backing to it? You get, but it was Buhari's kitchen cabinet, and I remember it was led by chairman. It's not that it even had a budget or it was like a parastatal. It was led by chairman then called Doyin Salami. Famous person Doyin Salami. I knew him from LBS because I went to Lagos Business School at some point to do some course. So obviously he's very prominent around that area. So, and it was just an advisory, because I even remember Soludo, the current governor of Anambra State, was also on that council. And they would meet from time to time and they talk about the economy, but they had no legally binding anything. But you see, with all these allegations this man made and the rebuttal, what scares me the most is even the rebuttal by Mr. Bayo. And you see, when we talk and we criticize these governments, they give us ample facts to criticize them. Mr. Bayo Onanuga came to do a shit job for the government against Adeyemi. Said he should not be trusted, said he has a lot of shenanigans around him, said he had even fraudulently done such a thing before, that is a serial forger and fraudster, which I think was a huge job, because in a contentious matter like this, what I expect the government spokesperson to do is not coming to exonerate one party. In a matter of a national allegation, what the government should do is we'll set up an independent panel of inquiry that will look at everything holistically. But Mr. Bayo Onanuga pretty much came to me PR for Bajabi Amila yesterday. But in exonerating Bajabi Amila, one question they have not answered is number one, Yango. How did this Presidential Advisory Council, whatever, get into the national budget? Yango, this parastatal got into the national budget on page 50 and page 51, so much so that they even have a budget code.
Yeah.
Our monies were earmarked for them. So how did this non-entity get into the budget and have a budget code? So is it that Nigeria's budget is that so porous? And it's even a grounds to challenge the veracity of that budget, because if non-legal governmental entities are getting onto the budget, then the integrity of the budget is suspect. But anyway, am I surprised? Is it not the IMF that came out yesterday to say that Nigeria did some spending, about 2% worth of GDP spending, that they deliberately did not disclose in their books? And he ordered the representation, fiscal representation of the deficit. All this English I'm speaking means that they spent some money and they failed to account for it in their books, and they lied about it. They did not account for it. Yango, I'm not the one saying that. The IMF said that.
It's 1.8 trillion or so naira.
Yes.
So I've seen the report. So that's it.
Yes. So you can see the kind of shenanigans that goes on in this government. So the same government that can spend and not account for it and not report it. Is that same government that is coming to say, oh, somebody is fraudulent, is this and all of that?
I even said at one point it's 8.8 trillion. How much was
8.8
given?
trillion.
How much was given to health? How much was given to security or
So they
defense?
made that spending and they didn't disclose it. The same government that's doing that is saying ADM is fraudulent. Okay, I'm not even concerned about ADM. I don't give two thoughts about ADM. What I'm more concerned about is the integrity of the budgeting system. How did that ministry get a budgeting? Why didn't Ononuga answer in his message yesterday? How the ministry got a budgetary code? How the ministry got on the budget? Then I went to do a lot of research and digging, and I discovered some interesting things. How did this man even open a, what is it called, a bank account?
And not even one.
Not even one, multiple ones, and he got clearance from the central bank, and he opened CSA accounts. Secondly, I went to do some digging, and I discovered that this man said he got in there in 2015. I mean, 2025 January 3rd, 2025. That's when he said he got in there. So from January 3rd, when Abia said he first reported it around October thereabout. So is it that nobody flagged it from January 3rd? Is it that the government is so porous and this man was working out of a government secretariat? So how did he get access to the place? From what I even discovered, this man paid courtesy point. He met with the World Bank delegation. He met with some international delegation that he put the pictures are there on. I will not say where I get so that people will not go and tamper with it. And then he also met with EFCC. In fact, he did partnership with EFCC. In fact, there were letters written by the National Assembly addressing him and the DG of this NEPCA. So see, in a case where it is said that this man was fraudulent, let's even take the government argument, but they have not also answered the question as regards how did it go, how did this one do it? Okay, let's say this man was fraudulent. Because it's porous. So what of that is added to the budget like this, and we don't even know? And what is the explanation behind how this got onto the government platform? So is it that non-legal entities, non-legally backed entities, that's how they just get 1.3 billion in the budget to run their office and personnel costs? And that's why Ononuga's message has just put the government in a bad light. He thought he cleared the government. He didn't clear the government. He didn't clear the government. In fact, he put the government in a precarious situation. What I expected the government to have done was to have investigated. But they should not forget they will leave power someday. Another government will come and open this matter up. We will know the truth someday now.
The only investigation now is that DMA is facing whether 8-count charge. The police have arraigned him.
Everything.
So that is the one-sided investigation.
That's the one-sided approach. But the same Ononuga and government cannot tell us how this thing got on their budget. ADM's person that got on their budget and got budgetary provisions.
I just wonder. I don't know. Emeka case is the Larry is walking free. The INEC man, the supposed INEC man, is suspended. So I don't know.
Showore that came to court that the judge deliberately did not see.
Yeah.
That he know how to detain.
I don't know. We're losing your audio, Rufai. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you're back now. Go on.
What about Justice Peter Lifu?
Yeah.
What about Peter Lifu? I gave a funny ruling about the registration of a political party. What has happened? What has happened?
I mean, I don't know what they think, but like Obasanjo said, we cannot
And
survive another civil war.
and the
And
question is, look at see now the case of NDC. INEC has not risen up. And is INEC still studying that? I think why did not go to court for appeal? Is INEC still studying that something?
they just gave them the codes to upload their candidates.
Uh,
And will it end there?
so,
As the
so,
question.
but what about the court wahala? Is INEC still studying it? And no. You see, we have a country that is sinking. Let's not be saying ourselves.
Abracadabra.
The day we tell ourselves the truth, the best is going to be for all of us, Django. But see, the people we have today are not ready to speak the truth. The people we have today are so concerned about themselves. Just imagine a presidential spokesperson, the same Bayo Ononuga that worked in the news where they used to expose corruption in the judiciary. Look at the kind of wishy-washy message he released. One-sided message. Oh, and in fact, he now even had the audacity to put a warning at the end of it. And does Bayo Ononuga think that we are children in this country? Eh? He had the audacity to put a warning. Don't follow them to demonize what's it called, Bayapi Amila. So you will be the one to tell us in the court of public opinion. Don't follow them to demonize Bayapi Amila. Don't join them because the case is sub judice. Is sub judice.
Oh, that was
what we
grammar.
are talking about is how did the ministry get in
the fake how did the fake
ministry get in? You are telling us that one is not judice. A case of national concern. You see how flatly they have fallen. Please, in this life, sometimes be careful about people. Be careful about people you have gone to.
That's a terrible thing. And the government that is ruling, one of the headlines said,
God, this case reminds me of a song.
Which is?
Kasongo ye umbanyanga. Kasongo wana webu. Wana webu. Kasongo please.
That was the song for the greatest memes of its time. Okay. I don't know.
I'm gone. It is the greatest level of letdown. A scandal like this happened. A government comes out and takes a one-sided position. You browbeat the person. You don't even say, let's call for an independent investigation. I would have thought by now, rather than the police just saying that the Talim Owo guy died in a fire or something, who Adeyemi claimed was his intermediary, I would have thought that in a country where we are ready for investigations, the cause of the death of the Talim Owo would have been looked at. But we just have a one-sided blip. And that's the kind of country we live in.
Which means they know exactly what is there and they just want to hoodwink us. In a country where we don't have money is being siphoned into fake parastatals according to themselves, and they don't investigate.
We have gone to take another 1.2 billion.
Yes, $1.2 billion from the World Bank to create jobs, no less. To create jobs. I just tagged to create jobs. What jobs are going to be created? That's the question I'm asking. What jobs? Super highways here and there in the whole of Nigeria? Is that the jobs that we are creating? Or what is it that is being done? Is it the Akara and Kuli Kuli jobs that we are creating? What are the jobs? Because once you just label it.
Come and tell you, I give 1 billion. I gave 2 billion. That's so the billion easy to get from Nigeria. In a country where over 97% of Nigerians don't have 400,000 in their bank account.
I mean, I don't know. all the monies we're getting. For instance, they report also that despite 1.25 billion naira ecological fund, Lagos still submerged. So the flood of Sunday and even Monday.
You know now that when we tell them that they're not clean the drains, those also added to the flood. You know what? They're not comparing Nigeria and Ghana. Say, like, it flooded in Ghana, it flooded in Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, we know it flooded in those countries, but I'm giving you empirical facts, Yango. Areas that never flooded in the last 30 years. At least I have a friend that that never flooded. The coastal road started flooding. Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Started flooding. And we all know it's because the EI was not presented. How did I know? The Function Doherty subpoenaed BP, Bureau of Public Enterprise. And a Bureau of Public Enterprise report confirmed that the EIA for that project had not been submitted as when they brought it to BP. A government parastatal confirmed that there was no EIA there. Because how are you going to do? In fact, even the commissioner also confirmed. How are you going to do with projects? Here, and there will be no EI. Even the commissioner confirmed it. Yango confirmed it by saying that they have not been pushing to cool the sack because of the coastal road that occasions of flood in that area. How will you do an EIA? You not carry the states, what's it called, along? So what are we saying, Yango? This is the kind of country we live in. And when we say it now, they say, oh, he hates Tinubu. He hates Tinubu. He doesn't like that man. So is this me? He doesn't like what thing concern me. I'm speaking up for my country.
All those activities were never about coastal road. It was just about a city. That's all. And let anybody dispute that anyway. Because that flooding will never, ever happen in the Eco-Atlantic city, which was the Bar Beach, the lowest point of that island. Now it is the highest point of the island, and any other person can go to blazes. Doesn't matter anything. Under the watch of a political strategist, his party is exchanging names of people who won at the polls, and now we don't know whether there will be a clash. We don't know whether there will be any problems coming up.
Because it will surprise all of them. Now. That's why I think it was on a platform yesterday. I was saying, hey, Gabriel Suswan, sorry, you have just been caught in the collateral damage. He said that's the way they do democracy. That's the way they do the politics.
That's serious. So what was the need for primaries if you are only going to submit a list that is you are comfortable with anyway?
Are these not the same people that say, hey, American style democracy, people primary and everything, the people primary now it's not Abuja direct primary.
I mean, it's just spending all that money. There are people who may never recover their money. There are others that will be placated by being given appointments and all that. We know that, but there's some that might never recover this money they spent needlessly when they knew already that they were not going to use those names from the field. It's terrible. Anyway, but one good thing from INEC this morning, INEC set to introduce downloadable PVCs, full online voter registration. I think I like that part.
I think that's I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
People can download it themselves and laminate it.
Yeah. Because one of the greatest complaints people are giving is the fact that when they go to do all these registrations and all that, they are being deprived, especially in some states. They're looking at your name, they're looking at your ethnicity, and then they bar you from registering. Whether that is the reason behind it or not, but that's the general consensus from the people who have found it very difficult to have their PVC. So if this is coming up, I think it's a very laudable one. But will this administration allow it?
Them now. They has to. I like to also be independent.
Well, I like the fact that you use supposed to be independent.
Supposed to be.
Yes. Supposed to be independent.
Supposed to be.
I don't know. I just get confused a lot of times. For a government that says it's all right to forge a certificate and contest election so long as you're given the nod at the primaries and all that, Naji has been arrested, we would have said it's a good thing. But if he had contested...
Onaji's matter is more about politics.
Yeah. But if he were a politician that contested, would they arrest him?
No, it's more about Uba that he's fighting in Anambra, in the Enugu state. Because that's really... all of that came out because of what she done. But the problem is the same Uba that is fighting it. What did they say to another one NYSC to charge at him?
So it's laughable. God of mercy.
Nigeria will help you. Anyway, Oba went to fight his own in court and court exonerated it. But didn't the NYSC say we didn't keep that as a very
So,
please, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't even remember that story. A lot of funny things have happened in Nigeria too much.
It's really funny. You get angry on one hand, you get like I'm laughing this morning. Atiku has appointed Kenneth Okonkwo as his spokesperson. He didn't say no. We saw a few days ago or a few weeks ago when he was ranting and saying that
so does that confirm to you? Does that confirm to you that the guy has no principles? That the guy is a joke. Somebody that came out openly said that not picking
Southeast,
a Southeastern can is against my principles, and I don't.
Sorry. And
I don't think in good conscience I can speak for somebody that don't pick a Southeastern candidate. Then you still go ahead to be appointed, and you are. In fact, you are the one that said that you've been appointed the spokesman of the same campaign that's against your principles. So what do you have?
Maybe it was not principles he was talking about. He was talking about his secondary school principal. Maybe that's it. It's the same pronunciation.
And if somebody like Kenneth come, anyway, he will not dare come. If you can tell him, come on my show now, and I tell him that, what is your principle now? If you turn it to fight. If you turn it to fight. I'm sure people like him now will start fighting. There's no how they will fight. No. See, because once you call them out on their political BS, you become their enemy. You see, and these guys are so delusional, that they want to do the rubbish and they don't want you to call them out on the rubbish. You should just look up and pass. No, it's not going to happen. No. You have to do it for the sake of accountability. We have to stand for something.
If you talk about a governor or a president, they will tell you, show some respect. Respect? Yeah. Is it disrespect to call out someone for something that you have done?
Yeah, the day I have Boala's time, I will still come and tell the story. But a lot of people on this BOP know how I brought Boala to this BOP that I came to abuse Peter Obi. The business abusing me, that I said Peter Obi's program. So the day I brought him to VOP, that I came to say he saw Peter Obi they do his own shop. I gave him the voice of VOP that time. I was not Peter Obi's spokesperson. But because I called him out on his BS, and I said, okay, you said matter of integrity, you can't supply Muslim ticket. You say Muslim ticket you are in now. And I said, where's your integrity? That's the day fight start. So all the time he used to call me 10 times. Oh, my brother, how are you? My brother, how are you? I was his brother then. Oh, don't worry. The day we still open book for him. That day they come. But anyway, the evidence are there. The day I brought him to, in fact, that day he even promised to bring Atiku on the show. Yes, on our Sunday political interview show in the morning. He promised to bring Atiku, which he never did. He said he will try to bring Atiku. The interview is still on VOP's YouTube page. You should go and watch it. It was here he famously said that he saw Peter Obi doing a ton shop. You stop him from talking. So today when you go against them, the next thing they start to call you names. Because my job is to hold you accountable. My job is not to. My job is to shine the lights. It's just it.
Okay, we are now talking about state police, and Opayomi Bamidele just said that there is measures or mechanisms to stop governors' abuse underway. Okay, so what was...
Where is the mechanism?
What was in the bill if this mechanism was not inside it?
Where is the mechanism? There's no mechanism there. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. There's no mechanism. I support state police. But with this kind of government, that the impunity is so much, that there's a major corruption allegation, government has not said, okay, let me expunge myself and order an independent investigation. And know the remote causes of what is happening with this fake presidential agency. And you think state police will work? The government doesn't want to be accountable for anything.
You send in a bill to make it law, and then you come outside and start to think about mechanisms, and you didn't put it inside the bill.
Well, what was their intention before? They begin to look like their intention was to ensure that the governor is using for elections. It is clear now. It's part of the strategy. The register party, which is not obvious, because you can't tell me that all of a sudden the registration. Last year election, how many parties did the register? Last year election, how many parties did the register? Did they use call to the register leading up to the election? So you cannot tell me it's not part of the strategy. In about how many days, 2 major opposition politicians has been registered through court. Anyway, it's Court of Appeal reverse one. So what are you telling me? So this is because they are so afraid. If you have done so well in your first term, let your results speak for you now. It's not a big thing. Like the registering party, you are doing all sorts. Corruption guidelines flying everywhere. Till today, did they tell you what happened to Betta in this case?
Betta is still very strong in the party, still moving around and doing her thing. So whether she was set up or she was guilty, nobody knows in Nigeria till now. So we'll just be looking.
Did they tell you what happened to her case?
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling for the Oyo teachers. We do hope that now that the strike has been called off, measures have been put in place so that a repeat of what happened will not happen again.
Have they released the people that are in the press?
They have not released them, and now they are calling off the strike, and they will have no option. They will have no option but to go back, even when the measures to keep them safe are not put in place. Or maybe they have been put in place, I don't know. But if they call off the strike, it should mean that the measures have been put in place to make sure that a repeat is not there anymore. But these children, where are they? We've been hearing that they are going to release them, this and that. Measures have been put in place. We are not seeing any results. So, I don't know. Anyway, Rufai, let's drop it here. Thank you very much for your time this morning. I wish you a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, Rufai.
And you too, young girl.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Nigeria for you.
Our Niger.
Yeah.
Take care, my brother.
Yes, sure. Bless you.
Yeah. Okay, we've been talking with Rufai Oseni on the program. This is Front Page Review, and he was giving his 2 cents on what on the headlines this morning on some of our national dailies. You too will have that opportunity as soon as possible. But right now, let's join with Barrister Darlington to also talk with us on the headlines. Remember that today is the second day of July 2026, and we're still here, so we'll have every reason to thank God for it. No matter what your condition is, whether you are a free man, you are in prison, you are in a hospital or anywhere. I don't know. I don't understand when people pray that you should thank God you are not in the prison, you are not in the hospital, you are not in the. So those people shouldn't thank God. Any condition you find yourself, so long as you're alive today, where there is life, there is hope. So Obasanjo came from prison, became a president, and so many people will come from the hospital and turn out to be stronger than when or before they went to the hospital. So we'll have every reason to thank God today. We're being joined by Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington, good morning and welcome to the Front Page Review today.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine this morning. Okay, so...
You know, this prison thing.
Yes.
90% of Nigerians are economic prison.
Yeah.
Economic prison.
I agree.
Freedom of movement prison. So if you claim that you are free and you cannot enjoy this thing, then which other prison is bigger than that?
A greater prison.
You don't need to go to Kirikiri for you to be in prison. Some people are in prison even in their house. They don't have money to go out.
And even those who are in prison, a lot of them, maybe up to nearly 50%, have no business being in prison at all.
Exactly. Awaiting trial. Some cases, they don't even have any fine. Police just pick them up on the road. And when they have no money to pay themselves, they just pack them and put inside prison. No offense, no charge, nothing. At least I have intervened in 2 or 3 cases. Our security here in our streets, they picked him up at Oshodi when he was going to send the wife to the village. I was even the one that gave money in my street. They picked him time, took him to Alausa, where they used to have their where ShopRite is. Young with 2-3 days, we didn't see him. Until his friend came to tell me that, look at what is going on. I said, what? I ran to that place that morning. Yango, when I got there, I saw his name on their board. Those suspects, they used to have where they leave their names every morning.
Yeah.
His name is number 13, suspected armed robber. And the court was not standing by. So when you come out from the court, the Black Maria was waiting. They'll just take you to Kriki and that's it. Yango, oh, I wish I took the camera of what happened. I went mad. They were taking me. I said, no, this matter, we are going to see the end. You will tell me how this boy, who is working for us, became an armed robber. I'm not joking. They said I should not talk too much. I said, everybody will hear this one. Immediately, they asked that boy to come out. They gave him all his clothes, all his shoes, everything they collected from him. And the foolish boy, without even waiting for me he ran away. I said, do you know the way home? He said, yes. So from that place, he was running to go home.
I have first-hand experience. So whatever you're saying, I know. In Nigeria, if you have not gone into the cell, it's not a thing to say you should be proud of, because a lot of things will take you to cell even when you are not guilty. There
was one notorious armed robber called Golo Golo. They picked him at my 2. And because he didn't have 2,000 naira to bail himself, they put him inside prison for 7 years for nothing. When a human rights organization helped him to come out, that guy declared war on police. At a notorious armed robber. He said he killed over 50 of them. I'm not joking. Until they got him at Ibadan. You can see. The guy declared war on police because of that singular incident. When we are telling this police to be careful with this guy, they will not listen. They will not listen.
And when you go into the prisons themselves, it's not a reformation center, a rehabilitation center at all. At least at the time, I had the experience of being a catechist in the prison and going there, hearing their stories, seeing their conditions and all that. I just knew that some people will go there as good citizens and come out as hardened criminals.
And come out worse.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Come out as hardened criminals.
This example is there. Golo Golo. Well, it's terrible.
The government will budget money.
The famous Anini.
Anini, yes.
Yes, his friend was involved in a robbery case. And they discussed with the police to free him. They said, okay, you should go and bring 15,000. As at that time, you know how much is 15,000 naira?
Yeah.
They gave the police that money, yet they still killed that guy. That was why Anini became what he was. Can you imagine? They gave money to police, yet they killed that guy. Anini said, no, you cannot take this. And that was it. That was how Anini was created.
Anyway, let's go back to the headlines. Well, I don't know, where do I start? Okay, let me start with Kenneth Okonkwo. He's now been crowned the spokesperson for Atiku. So I don't know what you have to say.
Yeah, it's deliberate. Atiku wanted to the municipality to be by using his brother against him.
But this same brother was saying he has no, he's not going, he has nothing to do with somebody who decided not to pick somebody from the southeast. It goes against his principles and all that.
So, look, Nigerian politics, there is no moral in here. I'm telling you. Kenneth Okonkwo is looking, in fact, he's looking for rehabilitation. He wants somebody that will harbor him and all that, and he finds succor in an Atiku. He knows that Anobi cannot give shishi. So Atiku is ready to pay, and that was why he went to him. Nothing else. Nothing else. So I don't blame him. It is left for the Igbo to decide whether he's going to speak well or not. But after speaking for Atiku in the north, he will come back to the southeast. So, after speaking, he will come back to the southeast. There's nothing wrong, but let him speak well. Young good. Anybody that knows that Kenneth Okonkwo should tell him to speak well. If he's a spokesman, let him speak well. Let him speak well. Let him speak well. So that there's no problem at the end of the day.
Interesting. Anyway, let me ask you as a lawyer. By law, is it legal for a party to have a primary election, elect the people, and then the party goes, because party is supreme, to now select the people who may not have been on the ballot at the time of the election, or who were on the ballot but did not win, to now replace the ones that actually won at the ballot or at the polling units? Because that is what is happening, especially in the APC. The list that has been given as the authentic list may not be, or is not actually 100% the list that came from the field.
That is criminality pro max. Criminality pro max. People elected their candidate. People elected their own person. People they want. And you single-handedly replace this man with your own candidate. Is that democracy? That is criminality pro max. The people should go to court. Let them go and challenge it in court. Which party supremacy does not include our law. So, no, it doesn't. Seriously. That is criminality. The people should challenge it in court. If they don't, well, they are sleeping on their rights. That's the simple explanation.
Well, they will ask you, what court?
Any court at all, let them go.
Because
you can never tell. Let it be on record. Let it be on record that yes. So that we are compiling it. We are compiling the infamy in the court.
Except so.
So that on the day of reckoning, we are going to read out in the book of lamentation. We read it out for them.
Okay. State police mechanisms to stop governors' abuse underway. That's according to the Senate leader. So this is after the bill has been sent to the National Assembly. I think it has been passed by the National Assembly to the state assemblies, which, will not have a say. Even they will just return it as 100% to the National Assembly. But now, Okpeyemi Bamidele is saying that the measures to make sure that the governors do not always have their say or their way in the state police is underway. So what were the provisions of the bill? That's what I've been asking. What were the provisions of the bill if it did not include these measures or these mechanisms they're talking about?
That is how our laws are being made now. They will just approve and sign anything they like. Then after they will start including those things that ought to have been included ab initio. even this tax reform, Oyedele opened his mouth and said that what he saw was not what they proposed, what they recommended in this tax reform. Yambul, up to today, is there any official launching of that tax reform? Is there any? Have you seen a full copy? The tax that they claim will solve all the problem. That is how Tinubu's government is making laws for you and I. They will first sign it. Then later they will now start looking for things. You are not even sure whether those things that they are doing later, they will add it into the law. No, they will not add it. Because it has been signed already. So this one now that I want to propose, if approved by the Senate, how do you do it? How do you include it? In fact, this thing has been turned into a joke. I'm not joking. This thing has been turned in. What is the hurry here? If you not do it properly, what will happen? If the public hearing and the thing went through debate, everything is taken care of. What will happen? What was the hurry? What was the hurry? And they are now trying to. So you didn't know that safeguard should be there in the first place. You didn't know, Abi? You did not know. It's unfortunate, seriously. It's unfortunate where we are going. I'm not joking. Where we are going. In fact, I'm afraid. I'm beginning to be afraid of Nigeria. What will happen? Because this is no longer a joke. This man wants to destroy Nigeria. He wants to destroy Nigeria. There's no two ways about it. Because we have seen his kind in history. We have seen his kind in history. Instead of him to fail, then the country should fail. Simple. They want to drag the country down with them. We have seen it in history. Mobutu Sese Seko told you that before him there's no Zaire, and after him there'll be no Zaire. Is that not how it happened, Yanku? Oh.
Well, Obasanjo said we may not survive another civil war, and I've been saying that as well, and so many Nigerians are saying that. Why not we see things before they happen and make sure we avert it? Because if a civil war comes, okay. Anyway, let's also go to another issue. There's been a fake parastatal that the government claims not to know. There's the back and forth who was given a bribe of 600 million, 400 upfront, and to balance 200 to become a head of that parastatal. The parastatal was in a federal establishment, and an office space was created. It is claimed that the parastatal has staff, and then there was a budget allocation to that office, which someone is asking for 48% now. And all the blah 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 we've been hearing. I'm sure you are familiar with the story. So the federal government has now arraigned the head of that supposed fake parastatal at Adeyemi on an 8-count charge. What is your take on that?
Tinubu is not in charge of this administration. Who is the federal government that arraigned? Is Tinubu aware of this thing that's going on with the Gbagadi Amila? Is he aware? On what ground are they charging that man to court while leaving Gbagadi Amila? Is Gbagadi Amila under immunity? I told Esther the other day that nothing, Gbagadi Amila will know, nobody will call him to come and account because it has never happened and it will not happen. You can see now, they are going to sacrifice that man for the infamy committed by Gbagadi Amila. All the other issues that man raised, has they investigated it? Was it that man that included that agency in our national budget? Somebody did it. Somebody did it. So why not call out that person? Why not call out that person? How that agency was captured in the national budget? These are issues that nobody wants to raise because it has to do with Aso Rock. Is that not true? Ordinary MC Oluomo here is now under immunity. A court gave a judgment against him. He said he will not obey the court until Tinubu tell him to do so. Just a non-state actor, Yankul. When I told you here that I am afraid what is going to happen, when you see all this thing, please, do you need a soothsayer to tell you that there is danger ahead? But Gbagadi Amila, you can trace the record of this man from US. And so when Tinubu surrounded himself with people like that, you now know that, yes, this man is heading towards somewhere. Yes, birds of the same feather flock together. It is this type of people that will help him to achieve his ultimate goal. It is this type of human beings. People with baggages, people with skeletons in their cupboard. These are the people that surround Tinubu. So if you're expecting a good governor, forget it, can never happen. Under normal circumstances, this man should have been told to resign or leave office so that thorough investigation will be done. Is that not true? Now they have selected a four guy who has no godfather. You can imagine. I am telling you, even with evidence you produce in court, nobody will call Bajati Amila to come and testify or come and answer for it. Nobody. Of course. You can imagine. That man did not set up himself. He did not set up that agency. Somebody did from Aso Rock. Instead of calling out that person, you are now looking for an errand boy. An errand boy. Did the man appoint himself? Somebody put him there. Look at all the revelations coming out from that man. Nobody thought of investigating. Even the go-between who died in a mysterious circumstances. Nobody is investigating it. You can see. So very soon now, disappearances will start. People will just disappear. And you now see that Abacha has resurrected from the grave. People will just disappear. And nobody will ask questions. Police will not investigate. Then hired assassins will be on the prowl, looking for job. The job point at you, and that's the end. Yamgu, there is danger ahead.
Okay. So let's look at this before we wrap up. IMF has given us another. The World Bank has given us another loan, $1.25 billion loan, and that is on the one hand. On the other hand, federal government spent 8.8 trillion naira and didn't include that in the budget. It's about 2% of the GDP. They just spent it like that, and I'm just wondering. Health got about 36 million. And then defense had about 7% of the money approved for them. So I'm just wondering how this can happen in a country that is looking for money and still just borrowing every day.
Yamgu, have I not been lamenting about what happened at the upstream sector of the oil industry, where Benga Komolafe was sacked after 5 trillion naira and $1.4 billion were discovered to have been missing under his watch? Yamgu, what are you supposed to do if you're a leader? Is it not to call him to account for that money? Yet you ask him to go with it, and that's the end of it. Nobody is even talking about it. Nobody. I've never heard anywhere that thing is mentioned. Maybe I'm the only naughty boy who is calling out for that money. I'm the only naughty boy. National Assembly, they are not aware. They have not had it, Abi. It is not even, okay, why did you sack him? Because he was relieved of his appointment, just like that, unceremoniously. And he went away with that kind of money. Meanwhile, he took away $1.4 billion, and you are going to borrow $1.2 billion from World Bank. Yamgu, look at that. Look at that. So the money we are going to borrow is the money we have already squandered here. 5 trillion naira. And that was it. It's unfortunate, seriously. Those supporting this government, in fact, I don't know, it's very annoying when you see Nigerians supporting evil as if they are not from this country. How can anybody come and defend this or support it? How can? And you claim to be a patriotic Nigerian. Are you not ashamed? Those people supporting Tinubu administration, on what ground are they doing that? That is my question. A man has left the country to this extent, and you are still supporting him. In fact, it's unfortunate, seriously. It's unfortunate. I don't know how to describe this thing. that people will support this type of evil. Oh, you are seeing it. That is daylight robbery. Daylight robbery. And yet, you claim you are supporting this evil. I wish you well, oh. I wish you well.
Well, on a good note, at least whether we are angry or not, on a good note, the INEC has come up to say that they are set to introduce downloadable PVCs and full online voter registration, and that really gladdens my heart. So as we're ending, let's end with at least one good news, hoping that it will be implemented before 2027.
Hold on. Which good news? Have you looked underneath? Do you know where they are coming from? So you think INEC will do something that will favor you, Abi? You think they did it for you? Go and check. By the time you want to implement this, you now hear the booby trap.
Well,
Yamgo.
for
You
now,
will see the booby. With time, you will hear the booby trap. I'll call you here and say how far. So at this INEC will bring a very good process that will better the life of Nigerians, Abi.
let's wait for the booby traps.
When did that start?
Let's wait for the booby traps first. For now, it's good news until we see what booby traps they will come with, and then we'll start to complain.
I finish my analysis on them. I will not call it a good news.
Okay.
Because we have had some good news from INEC before, only to be disappointed at the end of the day. True of us.
Well,
True of us. So this INEC, forget it, because they are part of APC. So go and check. There is a reason why this thing came up now. You will find out very soon.
I hope they can redeem themselves and prove you wrong. That's my prayer.
Nigeria is irredeemable, so any agency in this country cannot be redeemed.
I see. Okay, thank you, Barrister Darlington, for your time this morning. Wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, we've been talking to Barrister Darlington Agamo on the show, and we're looking at some of the headlines, same ones that we were talking with Rufai, and they were giving their 2 cents. Now it will be time for you in a moment to do that. We'll start by taking some messages that have entered in the course of our talking with Rufai Hosseini and Barrister Darlington. After that, we'll pay a little bit of bills, and then we'll come back for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so this one says, this message says, the raw truth about terrorists is that they can never repent or have a good change of heart. Spending our common resources to rehabilitate someone that has chosen destruction is a total waste of time, and the federal government should know this and equally stop pampering these criminals. The only way to get rid of these guys is by eliminating on sight and nothing more. Trying to bring them back into the society will only cause more harm and woes. A terrorist will always be a terrorist. Have a blessed day. Bisim Woko, His Royal Highness, is sending this in. And then we also have Mazio Gochuku, aka Elder General from Ishero Oshun, saying Governor Hope Uzodinma should consider that the life of Imolites are more important than his political ambition. He should form a formidable vigilante group that can go to the bush and raid these Fulani terrorists before it's late, since police and military are not helping matters. I want to use this medium to debunk wrong information Ohaji News Central published yesterday concerning the kidnapping in Obokofia. There is a kidnapped suspect in a nearby village that kidnapped one man in Owerri, which the Imo State Police Command came and rescued the victim, and the suspect fled. But the one that happened in Obokofia was done by Fulani terrorists. Ransoms were paid before they are released. The terrorist that collected the ransom told the person that gave him the money that the host community is aware of their activities. Most of our traditional rulers and leaders have questions to answer. God save Imo State. That's from Mazi Ugochukwu. And we also have a message here. Okay, a first part of it was read earlier, but the second part will be read now. Finally, I want to know the reason why prepaid meters, since it's not free, can't be bought like phones. To me, what I feel the government needs to do is to have authorized agencies where customers can buy these prepaid meters, get access codes, and then call on the technicians of these service providers to install them. That would make it easier, faster, and less stressful for customers. Wow, God bless Nigeria. Temitokwe Anota here from a Jagamo community sent this in. Good morning, family. this country called Nigeria is a funny country indeed. How can an agency be faked? An agency that is receiving budgets, having a lot of staff with physical office for the past 3 years, only to come up now to tell Nigerians that such agency is fake agency. I think Mr. President, the presidency, and National Assembly own Nigeria and owe Nigerian explanation on this. I'm not surprised because in this same country, snake has swallowed money before and the matter died. Nigeria aircraft has been faked, no investigation. It is unfortunate. Benjamin from Shogunle, you forgot that the monkey also carried money and ran away. OC Moral from T.A. Lagbaja Cantonment is saying, is motivating us this morning. Razor blades is sharp but can't cut a tree. The axe is strong but can't cut the hair. Everyone is important according to his or her own unique purpose. Never look down on anyone unless you are admiring their shoes. God bless Nigeria. It is well with us forever. OC Moral, thank you very much for your message this morning. And the final one before we go to the bill payment is, good morning, gentleman Nyamgul. I strongly believe the federal government is not telling us everything they know about the allegedly fake agency. I say this because the agency was given a budget. Who did that? They were given accommodation. Who did that? Who defended the budget before the National Assembly? Who recruited the staff of over 300 people? This government is not doing well in all fronts. There are a lot of corruption allegations flying all over the land. On what grounds is APC winning? Please tell me what to cheer about in these times and season. Tayao. Osinwaje from Shasha sent this in. Let me see. Can I fast? Okay. Prince Ayotek is saying, things fall apart in this country every day. When we wake up, we begin to hear different things. Scandals in the government, the poor suffering, what they don't know. First Lady advocating or advising women to venture into a Akara business. The husband living flamboyantly, spending frivolously, planning on how to rig election. These people have run this country into mud. And some gullible Nigerians will be signing or singing on your mandate we stand. Obviously, things fall apart, subjecting Nigerians to abject poverty. The worst is there. There's no hope for the common citizens. INEC and judiciary will no longer determine our election results. It's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves here. Prince Ayotek is writing in from Arena Market.
Voice of the people. Find your brand. Find your voice.
Land ownership will never go out of style because it is a lifestyle. But you see, the land will not wait for you. The prices too won't wait for you. The smart youths who act now are the rich who eat later. With as low as 4.5 million naira, you can own a property in your name in FO6 Kubwa, Abuja. You can pay in installments to own this property the same way you can pay in installments to own your dream phone. You are not too young to own a property because with Asogba Homes, everyone deserves a home. For more inquiries, call 091 36 000898 or 091 36 000896.
Voice of the people. Find your brand. Find your voice.
You're still listening to Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Let's take your calls. When you call, remember you have just 1 minute to say everything you need to say because our time is very short this morning. We're going to wrap up at 8:15. So let me begin with this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Yangu.
Good morning to you. 1 minute, please.
Yeah, Yangu Agaji, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I'm calling from Alaba.
Daniel, go on.
My problem in this country is that our leaders, they like to sow the seed, they will not like to reap tomorrow. And my problem again to them is that they fail to understand that this country is the only country we have, that we must do better to make it work.
Yeah.
In other words, when you are senator, you senator where you are policeman, you police where you are governor, you governor where. So that this country will work. Look at our Baba Basanjo. He's telling us that what he's trying to come ahead of us is very dangerous. He's in danger. And if that man, if you watch what he's saying, it's not lie. The way the government is being run in this country is, we are seeing anarchy. We are driving to anarchy where we are going to crash. The speed we are running now, I don't know where we are going to land the next day or the next year. Let them do better for us so that this country will work, my brother.
Thank you.
We have no other country except this one. I want to tell my governor, Imo State governor, let him see what you will do to secure Imo State. Let him forget Abuja where he is.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Be time conscious when you call us. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. You have a minute. Go on.
Good morning, Mr. Yango.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Boyerson from Afromedia.
Okay. Go on, Boyerson.
Good. What else are we going to say? Have we not seen it all? What we were shouting that this government is not the kind of government Nigerians expect. Some people thought we were just joking. Can you see how everything is emanating now? Look at the office of the president. Look at the office of this man, Bajabi Amira. Look at what is happening. Look at the Senate. Look at the House of Representatives. Do we have any hope from them? Look at what is happening. And everybody is keeping quiet. Look at the way they are squandering Nigerian money. Is it fair? Is it fair? Mr. Yangu, do you know where I have a problem? Those who are supposed to talk are not talking. These church people, these leaders of these religious houses, those ones who were against Jonathan those days, who have spoken, today they've turned their eyes elsewhere. Is it proper? Is that how they want this Nigeria to just collapse, just like that? Under this watchful, under this, this same president that doesn't mean any good for this country.
All right.
People are keeping quiet.
Thank you. Thank you. They have a blessed day too. They are talking. They're just not talking in the favor of the people. Maybe this is their model Nigeria, the kind of Nigeria they wanted. So you can't blame them for having a choice. Maybe this is what they wanted, and they were not talking against. Or maybe they were not talking against bad governance. They were just talking about Jonathan. That's it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Yambu.
Good morning to you, my brother.
My name is Shola.
Oh, Shola, thanks for
calling from Egbeda.
All right, go on, please.
Yamgo, look at what Nigeria has deteriorated into. During the time of I remember they said his government institutionalized corruption. But under this APC government headed by President Tinubu, I will say that it has established and made corruption the norm. If you look at those are the heads of affairs, even from the president, the chief of, they are carrying baggages of corruption, allegations, very strong ones. And in this particular case of this Adeyemi, this man of the promotion, investment, or whatever they call it, because it's clearing that if there are not powers that be, it's not possible. They cannot. That institution cannot stand. That office cannot stand without
nothing until the name of Gbajabiamila was mentioned, and you think Nigerians will not ask questions. We are not that daft, okay? That's why we're asking questions. Not that we are exonerating him. He may be a fraud, but the people who enabled his fraud are more fraudulent. And that's what we want to find out. Who are these people? Is it Gbajabiamila? Or is it someone else who is also impersonating Gbajabiamila? Let's find out so that we can clap for the people who will be declared innocent and then slap the people that are declared guilty. That's all we ask in Nigeria. So don't call someone fraudulent when you have evidences to show that even if he's fraudulent, there was a collaboration with other people. That's all we're saying. Anyway, let me just take this one. Good morning, Voice of the People and presenter on former President Olusegun Obasanjo.